welcome to the Latina Leaders Podcast, where we celebrate, uplift, and empower Hispanic and BIPOC women. I'm your host, Jennifer Cortez, creative entrepreneur, founder of Latina Leaders, and an advocate for La Comunidad. Today's guest, I'm so excited to have today. She is a project manager and community builder, which has led several high-impact initiatives across Africa and North America. She is also a supporter, a key role support in entrepreneurs and operations as well at Sheridan EDGE. I'm very excited to have her because that's actually how we met. So it's very nice to have her and see her on a regular basis. I'd like to introduce Chiamaka Obi-Robert.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Chiamaka. I'm not sure how this flow is going to go, but I'm Chiamaka. Nice to meet you. Whatever Jennifer said, I'm all of that, and hopefully more in the near future. But I'm super excited to be on the show. I'm super excited to speak to you and share, what my learnings have been and whatever, you want me to share as well. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
So first of all, Chiamaka she knows, she's so good at what she's very strategic. I've seen how she works. She's very humble right now, but if you saw her on a day-to-day basis, she is like a go-getter, and you can always count on Chiamaka, 100%.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You're so good at what you do. And I love how you're just so kind. And when I first came here for the first time, so warm, welcoming. So that's what I love about you. It's very humble as well, but you do a lot. So can we talk a little bit about Chiamaka before you came here? And you mentioned that you have led projects in Africa, and I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
Well, for me, I feel like it's been a learning curve, my entire journey. There have been lots of experiences and lots of development that had led me here where I am right now. So I started off my career in my university. I went to University of Lagos in Nigeria, and I had an internship. So I had a 3-month stint internship, and I majored in public relations. But after that, I then started a career in marketing. So it's so ironic how all my life I'd always been, led to believe I was going to be a presenter, a radio station broadcaster, something like that. But I did delve into it at some point, and I'm I'm not sure this life really suits me, because it was a lot of my personal time outside. So I started off with marketing, public relations, and then I also expanded and then started to major in experiential marketing, which is mostly creating experiences for brands,
a lot of work, right?
Exactly. So it's a lot of work, lots of direct marketing, lots of meaningful experiences for people. So and that also came with a lot of client management, which is kind of in a lot of ways shapes the value I kind of bring here at EDGE and the support. So I'm not gonna jump too much. Maybe I'm flying a little bit about where I am right now, but basically I started off in marketing, and right now I work in operations at Sheridan EDGE. It's such a great space. You thrive, you grow, you build. There's a community that supports you, the leaders that support you.
No, and I agree with you what you're saying, because I love the community feel that we have in the co-working space. It's just so amazing. It's like family. So, and I love that. So I love the also events that you kind of put on. The recent one too, that was kind of fun. So
I feel that's the most interesting part, and the part that drives us every day. Because I always say I play a big role in this building this entire ecosystem, and seeing the entrepreneurs that we have on board showing up every day, grinding hard, adding value to the community they're in, all of these things, and how we also support that journey. It's something that just keeps us going, right? At every point in time. So I feel like for me, it's like a driving force. It's something that really motivates me and that keeps me up at night. So
it's true.
Yeah. And it's so funny how I never saw myself in this space. Even, like the world throws stuff at you, and then you, like, sometimes some things are just, they're not really linear, right? So
100%.
exactly. So when you see like an opportunity that life throws at you and you thrive in that space, it's just, you just build on from there. And so that's kind of what I see.
No, exactly. Sometimes things are unplanned, you know, and it just happens, and it's the right fit and opportunity. Yeah. And I'm glad you're here as well. When did you come to Canada?
So I came to Canada in 2023.
Okay, so still fairly new. Okay. So do you mind talking a little bit about Africa and then the process or of whatever you feel like talking about?
Of course. So I came here in 2023 from Nigeria. So already I had like a life that I built in Nigeria, and then afterwards, just before I came here, I used to work as an agile project manager for a company called V. So managing like agile projects, like softwares and development and stuff like that. So coming here straight from Nigeria, there's been lots of like, there's been a little cultural shocks.
Of course. I'd love to hear. This is about culture, even though, it's a Latina leaders, but it's also BIPOC women, and we love to learn about culture. I recently had a guest that spoke about Jamaica and a little bit of differences. So I'd love to hear about what the culture shock was for you.
The little things, like the etiquettes, for example. So within your small circle and groups of people, right? In Nigeria, for example, you can be polite, but like little things like telling the bus driver thank you. That means a whole lot, right? So I came in here and I'm like, because the transit system is like totally different on both sides, like in Nigeria and here it's like totally different. It's just literally like elements of respect and like, the dignity of labor. It's something I appreciate here.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. So like seeing it, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much room for improvement. Definitely. So it was one of those things for me. And like going outside the culture shock, I feel like one of the things that have also like helped me stay afloat here is like the community. So the community of like Nigerians and like also like my personal adaptability. Right? Because I wanted to like meet other people. So for me, it wasn't just about staying in my safe space. Like I wanted to like relate with other people from other cultures, learn their cultures, understand how things, because I feel like your knowledge is limited as a person, no matter how much you know, no matter how exposed you are. There's always going to be something new to you, something new for you to learn. So like me having to intentionally want to seek all that information from people, I feel it has gotten me like very comfortable. And it is also, the Nigerian community here has also like made me feel very safe, because I do have a couple of friends, so that gave me some soft landing.
It's always nice to find your kind wherever you go, because you feel like, that's safe space. But I love that you said that you were integrating with people, because that will help you learn, right? And so you also went to Sheridan, right? As a student?
I studied at Sheridan College. I studied project management. So I mean, it was great. Learning from professors, meeting other people. So it kind of just like connected the dots of all the things that I had done like before in the past. So I had been managing projects in marketing. I had been managing like cross-functional like teams across development, technical and technology development. And the project management course was like the gap for me, bridging the gap. And then thereafter, I started as a co-op student. And before I then like transitioned into a full-time role.
You are in a great position now. You were only in Canada for such a short period of time. So how do you feel now that you've been in Canada for 2 years? So how do you feel now? Do you feel this is like your space, and do you plan to stay? Yeah.
Well, I definitely like feel great about it and very optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And optimism has brought me so far. So I continue to stay optimistic. And um, so I know there's been a lot of like conversations about like Canada, like there's no country without a high cost of living. I can tell you that for free. Like inflation would always be there,
Right.
and everyday folks are struggling. So
Right.
it's kind of like it's embedded in like the world right now. So for me, I have loved my journey here so far. The land has been great to me. The people have been great to me. The community has been great to me. And I see myself being here for quite a bit.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm so
and just
glad.
continuing to thrive and grow and contribute to whatever community and system I find myself and, you know, Canada at large. And
yeah.
And I don't know if I answered your question.
You did answer my question.
I did.
You want to stay, and I'm glad you want to stay. And but what I liked what you said is that everything was great to her. Like, did you hear that everything was great to her? But there's a reason for that, because you already said it before.
Yeah.
That you have optimism.
Exactly.
And no matter what, I'm sure there was challenges.
Yeah.
Right?
There were always challenges. Like I remember like having to quit like the full-time remote job I was doing, and I had to like start actively looking for like jobs in Canada, like as a student, right? So I had to like I worked like customer service for like a bit, and then afterwards I transitioned into like the co-op.
Right.
So like there are all of those challenges. It hasn't always been easy peasy. Like definitely I'm trying to think about like something I can like place my finger on right now, but I'm just gonna say it's not like it hasn't always been rosy.
Of course.
But, exactly. Yeah. But one thing that keeps me going is nothing comes easy, right? So you have to put in the work to get results. And I'm so positive about the future. It's looking really bright, so regardless of the hitches or like the hurdles that I find during the way on my way to that journey, like where I need to get to, I'm very positive about like overcoming it.
No, and that's so true.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that you took that step, and you have to be brave to do something like that.
Oh.
Because you're leaving a lot behind in Africa.
Yeah.
You already had probably everything made. You have your career.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden, okay, I want to go to Canada where it's like snows and everything. Were you scared about that?
Oh, wow. I was more excited than scared. Of course, I was nervous at some point because my mom is there. So like, and she's like a close part of like my entire life. Like, my being. I do miss her every day. That's but hard. Like she's here right now. But so yeah, it was a brave step, but a lot of tough decisions happen in life. So it was just for me one of those decisions that had to be made to get to the next step. Like sometimes like you're emotional about some things, other times you have to be logical. Like what do I need to do to get to where I want to go? Exactly. So there's like this whole trajectory that I had, and like there was this strategy that I had. I'm obviously like not even like 50% of where I want to be right now, but I'm taking like intentional, purposeful strides, and I see them coming to life like really soon with the help of God.
No, and of course your optimism and your strategic and all of that, and congratulations on all of that. And the thing is, because you already have the experience of transitioning, can you give some advice to other immigrants or anyone else? Basically what I've heard is that you kind of had to restart your life, and you were willing to take any job and anything to help you get through just the challenges until you are working somewhere where you actually enjoy. So basically it was worth it. It was worth it, yes. So is there any advice you would give to maybe a student coming new to Canada, or just someone that is in their maybe transition phase of life?
Yeah, like for me, I'll just say, like, be focused first. There's so many distractions, so many. So many. So be focused, like have a plan, note down your plans, and actively work towards them. Like, I'm big on action. Like, don't just talk the talk, right? And I would say there's a level of self-awareness that you need to have. So who am I? What is my person? Like, what is my strategy? Do I do better if I sleep as I sleep once I get home and maybe wake up at the midnight to like work on stuff, like work on applications, for example, for other jobs, or like refine my business, start working on a business proposal? Or do I do that better once I get home? Because if you sleep, you're not able to wake up early. So first is knowing yourself, like, who am I? And that comes from you asking some questions, right? Not necessarily hard questions, but questions in a bid to understand your person. And that's because you want to walk with purpose. And then also have like a strategy, like pray to God, whatever some people might not be religious, like, but whatever you believe in, the universe, whatever, hold on to it. But I'm a Christian, so I would say like pray to God every day. And it's really helpful once you're able to speak about like your concerns, your fears, and with somebody, no matter who it is. And I would also say make the right connections. A lot of times it is not your intellectual know-how that gets you really far. So there are a lot of people in rooms where they don't know a lot, but because they made the right connections, they made the right people, and they put themselves strategically at a position to be visible. Like, a lot of things you have to do have to be intentional, right? So networking, meeting people, it's also like an intentional decision that you make. So I would definitely say go out, get out of your comfort zone, because sometimes it's so hard because everyone is busy with your lives. You're trying to like get your work done. You don't want to interrupt anybody, but at the same time, you have to like network. No matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel, just talk to someone.
Just go.
Start a conversation.
Go. Even if you don't want to, those days you don't want to, just go to that event.
Go to that event. Speak to that person. Have that conversation. Like, personally for me, I don't do a lot of LinkedIn because social media as a whole, it really drains like a whole. But that is me personally. Exactly. So if you're on LinkedIn and you can connect with people, I would like really advise that you do that as well. But also in person connections, like they do a whole lot, like just vibing with someone else on a different kind, it gives you like a different kind of like vibe and understanding of that person. So
and it just really makes you stand out more, like than like just digital or resumes.
Exactly.
Just you see the person face to face, you build that connection, relationship. Thank you for that advice, because the number one advice that I love that you said was knowing yourself. And a lot of people don't know themselves, especially when you're younger. You don't really know yourself, right? Myself included. When I was younger, I didn't know myself.
Exactly.
So it's like a journey that you grow into yourself. And you just figure that out, what works better for you. Like you said, you're tired, you know yourself, you know you're going to be tired at a certain time, so why would you leave it for that? So don't like arrange your schedule around that. So I love that as well.
And one more thing I want to say is your experiences from wherever you're coming from, like your home country, they're very transferable. So do not undermine them. They're very transferable. I cannot overemphasize about how much like the skills that I had before I came to Canada like helped me through like my current like career, and like help build my confidence and help my presentation skills, right? So I would say even where you are back home, whatever you're doing, just do it well. Be the best version of yourself. Put in all the eggs, put in all the energy, put in all the effort, like grow yourself, take courses. Every day strive to be a better version of yourself, and then those skills can then be transferred to what you do here. Obviously, you would have to tweak it, to the environment, to the system, but do not undermine them, because you're going to be very helpful,
right?
On your journey. And I would also say, like, Canada as a country is also big on entrepreneurship. A lot of people do not know, but there are lots of resources for entrepreneurs, right? So I wouldn't limit myself to just working a 9 to 5. Like, people shouldn't limit themselves to just looking for jobs. There's a lot that can happen. People have brilliant business ideas. Like, I cannot count the number of ideas I've heard, like from lead, prospects, people who want to be in the space. Every day they're thinking about problems and they're solving these problems, right? And Canada as a country gives you the resources, grants. But when knowledge is limited, some people do not know that they absolutely have, access to these resources.
That's true.
Right? So be in the right space, put yourself in a position where you are connected to the right resources if ever you want to start an entrepreneurship journey. And I will also say that, just to add, I did manage my family business. So a lot of a huge chunk of like the business. And I did a lot of like upgrading, like I upgraded a lot of the processes, refined like, the business, added some structure.
Okay.
So that also helped me.
Of course.
Like,
that's a big one.
Yes. So it helps with the business mindset. So I would also say, like, whatever thing you're doing, no matter how small it is, right? There's an impact that you're leaving. Like, believe it or not, it's adding some sort of value to you as a person, right? You might not completely understand that value right now, but in a couple of years' time, you would look back and it's going to amaze you how much you've learned from that experience. So if you're going to volunteer somewhere, do it. If you're going to like challenge yourself to do something you feel so uncomfortable doing, do it. Now, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm taking purposeful steps, and I believe that if anyone else like takes purposeful steps, they're gonna be where they're gonna be.
Of course, you already made such a big stride, and you are in a position where you are connected to so many brilliant minds and entrepreneurs. So who knows from wherever it will lead? But I love that advice. You gave so many amazing tips, and I hope everyone's listening to this because this is amazing advice that you're giving. And the thing is about the resources, people don't know about it, but you know how many resources I found out just from networking? You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Like, you can sit on the computer and try to find this information. However,
you won't find it.
You can and you can't, right? Like, you won't find everything, right?
You find everything.
How many, like, just tips that came to me from just talking to people. And it's just like, oh, wow, thank you. And it's like people that are entrepreneurs, especially in the spaces that I've gone to, are not gatekeeping. They are actually wanting to help each other out because they know what it's like. So yes, I love that. So thank you very much for that. And the reason why she's on this podcast, by the way, is because she's a big supporter of Latina Leaders and me. Okay?
I have a sticker in my laptop. I'm like, Latina Leaders.
She has a sticker. She has a bookmark. You know, she is so supportive. And
you know what? That drives conversations because I want to have these conversations because sometimes folks are like, you have a Latina leader. Are you Latina? And I'm like, okay, then I talk about Latina leaders. And I'm like,
so she's supporting me wherever she can. And that's what we need to do as women. Like, we don't stick only to our kind. That's the point of this, is to grow together as women. And so Chiamaka, you know, she can speak to the BIPOC community on a wider scale. And I would love for you to do that.
Well, just a little piece of thought, like just my 2 cents. I would just say the world at large, our race, either consciously or unconsciously makes us think small. So sometimes you don't even know. That's the thing. Sometimes it's unconscious, but you just really small-minded and you limit yourself as to like how far you can go, the kind of rooms you can get into. Like, so I would just say, first thing, do not have a victim mindset. Like, do not have a mindset that your race will limit you, because it will make you see things a lot more clearly, right? It will make you see things objectively. when you get feedback, it's not taken from especially when it's constructive, it's not taken from a racial lens, right? Because what I've noticed sometimes is that some folks, like we sometimes are not objective with ourselves. Like you don't see things from, if there's someone giving you feedback, for example, it's you're thinking, oh, it's because I'm black, it's because I'm this.
Right.
Now, I'm not also undermining the fact that a lot of people are racist, right? That happens.
That's
like that is the reality. As bad as it is, and as much as it sucks, that is the reality. But I would just say, do not have a victim mindset, because it will help you go really far. And also internalize feedback, do some routine introspection, and intentionally grow. Yeah, so that's great.
Great. Yeah, and so true. Sometimes it's not intentional.
Yeah,
like you said, subconsciously or like sometimes it's in the back of our minds, even as a Hispanic. Sometimes we have a history, or all of that from our generations from behind, certain mentalities, and we carry that. You know what I mean? And so it's great that you bring that up, because we need to break through that, right?
We need to.
And so thank you for that advice.
Thank you so much. And by the way, I feel so underdressed. Jennifer looks so beautiful.
Yeah, you know what?
You guys should see the full fit. I'm like, did I miss the memo?
No.
No.
Today is just a hot day. Yeah. I just wear a dress. Honestly, it's a very casual dress. But anyways, you look great as always. And thank you, Chiamaka, for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I do really appreciate the opportunity. And you guys have such a great host here, Jennifer. She's doing lots of amazing things. I just really hope that all the effort you're putting into Latina Leaders, and I see it growing as well. And I hope everything comes to fruition, and the growth just keeps on, coming.
Thank you. I really appreciate your support and for saying that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chiamaka.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. If you like these types of stories, inspirational stories, please keep watching. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Get onto our Spotify. Give us a review. We'd love to hear from you, and see you all soon.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye-bye.